Super Ego Holdings gets hit with a class action lawsuit. Who didn't see this one coming? I definitely did. But it's a whole bunch of crazy stuff, changing rate confirmations, allegedly misclassifying drivers, and a whole bunch of other things in there. So let's get into that right now. Let's see what ChatGPT says, what they're actually going to court for. So let's check this out. Altering brokers' rate confirmations, illegally deducted from driver pay for lease to purchase fees, fuel, escrow, insurance, ELD fees, and resulted in negative pay even below minimum wage. Then third, we got misclassifying driver independent contractors to avoid legal protections. Yeah, I mean, like, look, mostly everybody knows what goes on in the industry, you know what I mean? Super Ego became a huge company. I was seriously shocked how drivers even go there, especially with nowadays social media, you know, the drivers and the whole trucking industry is being like kind of small. Everybody talks. So obviously they're up to some shady stuff. We all know that. The whole of like cutting rates, you know what I mean, from the brokers, I don't think that's good. That's super bad. That's basically just stealing from the driver without letting him know. They're already taking a risk of, you know, trying to get their own equipment and becoming leased to purchase owner operators. And then you go, you know, on top of all the other stuff they have to get through to make it. Now you want to cut rates from the brokers when the market's already been super bad. I don't agree with that whatsoever. It's super nuts. But these are the three things they're claiming in court. Let's get into some more details about this. It looks like they filed August 5th. 1,400 drivers are already in it. They're saying estimated 10 to 20,000 more are able to jump in it, you know, if they find out about it and opt in. The lawyer team that actually went on this, they took it on contingency basis. So that means they only get paid if the drivers settle or actually they win the court case and get some money. So that's super good news for the drivers because they don't got to pay no lawyer fees. So whatever lawyer office took it is actually super smart because there's definitely going to be a settlement or some kind of, you know, payout for sure. Because I know for a fact, I don't want to say that. Allegedly, they broke a bunch of rules, so they are going to have to pay out unless they, you know, close the doors, they go bankrupt. That's a possibility as well, actually, because if, you know, they get too big, they can just open another company, close the doors, and just redo the whole thing again. It is going to be super hard for them because they are super big, so it's not going to be that easy just to close down shop and open up another one and redo the whole scheme again, in my opinion. They are alleging several legal violations, including Truth in Leasing Act, which requires carriers to show original, unaltered rate sheets to drivers. Super Ego already altered them. Fair Labor Standards Act, paying drivers below federal minimum wage in some cases. And state wage laws in Illinois, wage theft, unauthorized deductions, and misclassification allegations. I mean, a lot of times if you're an owner-operator and you're working for these companies, find out who the broker is, call the broker itself, just say you're owner-operator, they already have your phone number because you're tracking or whatever. Chances are they are going to give you the rate on if one of them doesn't continue doing it, and then find out if they're cutting your rates. Because this is, you know, this is pretty much just theft. You're out there risking it, busting your butt, trying to make money, and getting your rates cut is crazy. And, you know, this is a big, big issue. I don't think the lawyers would take this case if they didn't think they're going to win it, because obviously the lawyers do not want to waste their time. They only want to grab stuff where they think they're going to have a payout. So obviously they grabbed it. There is something here. And again, like I stated, it's going to be super hard for Super Ego just to shut their doors and just open a brand new company without anyone knowing about it. I am not sure exactly how much Super Ego charges, but the way it works, it's usually like, hey, if you're like at least a purchase program owner up, they're going to give you like, you know what I'm saying, 88%, 90% of whatever the gross is. And then you got to pay the rest of the stuff like truck payments, obviously fuel, insurance, trailer costs, etc. Right? So on top of this industry already being like super bad and it's been like super slow, a lot of people are losing money. You know, right now to cut the drivers and have them fail is not the time to do it. So obviously, like if you are out there, like I said before, please make sure to check the raycons for yourself. And then usually do some research on the company before you go there. Because like if you ask anybody, especially in the Chicagoland area and even out of state because they're so big, they'll tell you the Super Ego is no good. Just because they have these fancy, nice like TikTok and YouTube videos, that does not mean anything, dude. They grow all these trucks. They don't care if these drivers fail because they're going to put somebody else in the truck and they're just going to keep on moving. And they already moved some loads. They already made some money. And now on top of their cutting rates. So that's how those big companies work. They're cutthroat. They don't really care about you. You're just a number there. You know, they don't care if you win or fail. They just want to make their money. So if any of you guys had any experiences with Super Ego in the past, let us know in the comments. Maybe even let me know. We could jump on and do a podcast together. I'm always looking for new stuff to talk about and get more of these podcast episodes out. That would be pretty cool. We could discuss what happened, so on and so on. Also, if you made it this far in the video and you're not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. And if you are, appreciate it. Trying to hit that 1K mark soon.